Hey everybody, Jeff here with Dean and Gertie Explore the World. Today I am excited to talk to you about Connectin. Connectin, if you're not familiar with it, is a Wi-Fi provider. They actually connect with AT&T, Verizon, and T-Mobile. And so what the nice part about Connectin is that if you don't have a strong Wi-Fi signal with Verizon in a certain place, but maybe it's stronger with T-Mobile, this beautiful piece of equipment here is going to help you get the fastest speed that you want when you need it. So Connectin has partnered with us to kind of to do a little bit of a talk about their product and what we see, what we get. So they have a new outdoor router. This is fairly new to them, so we haven't used this yet, but we're going to give you guys a 100% upfront and honest review and our opinion on everything as we kind of put it together. So let's talk a little bit first about what Connectin sent us in our box. As I talked about, we have an outdoor router. So this is waterproof. It's metal. It is pretty sturdy. It's got 5G and 2.4 hertz ports. It looks like about 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ports there. 10 ports. And so there's antennas that are inside that go with everything that go to there, and I will show you those here in a second. It also came with a very short cable, probably about 4 feet. We knew right off the top that we were going to run it from the flagpole to probably the front where our power is, so we upgraded to a 75-foot cable, Cat 6. It did come with a couple of U-brackets and some pole spacers so you can mount the bracket to the pole. Now this is the flagpole that we bought way back when from Harbor Freight. I can't remember the name of it. I'll try to put it in the comments if you need it. But it was nice that they put that in there because that really allows this bracket that also came in there to be able to fasten to the pole and be on level. So it did come with the bracket, and as I said, it also came with the U-brackets and some mounting hardware. This stuff here is for your wireless, for the plug. So your Cat 6 will go into here, and then this, you have to kind of put it together, and it creates a waterproof barrier for your Cat 6 input into the unit. So as I mentioned, so we have the box. We also have all of the antenna. The two short ones that you have here are your 2.4 gigahertz ones, and the question's probably going to come up if you can run this only on the 2.4 and not have to use the 5G. So it comes with 6 5G antenna and 2 of the 2.4. I don't know that you can run this equipment without having the 5G plugged in. So that's going to be a question because I know there's a lot of people that aren't really down with 5G. But, I don't know the answer to that question yet. But as we kind of test run and everything, that'll definitely be something that we test out in the future. Easy little plug and play unit. So you literally plug this in inside, run your Cat 6 to the router, and from what we're told, bada bing, bada boom, we should be able to see our Wi-Fi show up in the system. So with no further ado, I guess let's put this thing together. So they do have them labeled, so you know which one, the 2.4, 5.8 goes there and there. So you know that your 2.4s go there. The rest of these are all 5G. So we'll get this all connected up. And so they do, the other thing I want to point out is they do have some pretty good equipment. So it is all stainless. So hopefully that'll keep from rust or corrosion. And it's fairly simple to just kind of screw on there. The one thing that I did like is that it isn't a smaller box. Now, we're doing Starlink right now, and not that I don't appreciate Starlink, but the box is huge. And at least this one, like, I know it's going to have a big footprint once we put it all together. I mean, I bet it's going to be, you know, massive, but at least it all comes apart pretty easily to where we can pack it in the box and store it away. So there we have it. It didn't take me too long to put that together. I'll probably fast forwarded through that so you can kind of see how it was, but I just have all of these here are pretty much finger tight. One of them doesn't look like it's on correctly, so let's see here. It does seem fairly easy to cross thread, so just giving you a heads up on that one. Like, they will go in, but some of them do look like they've cross-threaded. And one side sits in really tight, the other one does not. I don't know if Monty wants to zoom in on this side. So this side does not screw all the way into the base like this one does, but I still feel like it's connected. These other ones don't either. And then we already mounted that one on there, so on this piece prior to starting. And just for heads up, you would need a 3/8 So now we've got that all tightened up. Everything's pretty snug. So that thing should technically, the way that I'm hoping it will go, it will look something like that on top of our flagpole. So we'll take a minute, we'll get this mounted up. Actually, I think first, up next, what we're gonna do is we are going to get our Cat 6 plugged into this piece. Okay, everybody. Then we are on to having to get the seal. So we want to make sure that the Cat 6 sits in there nice and tight, but we also have a waterproof seal that needs to go in there as well. So the way that starts is, if you want to come a little bit closer so everybody can see, that first round piece will just slip over the top of your cat. Then your bigger piece needs to have the tines facing away from the unit. So you'll put that in there. Then it came with a little rubber seal type plug, and it does have a split in it, so it goes around the cable very easily. This was honestly probably the toughest thing that took us to figure out a couple of times on which way it goes. But you want to make sure that that sits inside of these little plastic tines that are here. So then when this here can screw on there, and that kind of waterproof tightens that seal there. So then you'll pull your cable through, get you to where you need it. That piece there will just click in. So this is what your final product kind of looks like. I don't have this all the way tightened in because once we get it pushed in, then we'll tighten up all the rest of the hardware. But for the most part, that's where you need to be. Then that piece there just clicks in. Everything kind of goes together. And looks something like that. So now we've got it all fastened together. Got your cable on. Now it's time to get our bracket set onto our flagpole, get her plugged in and test it out. Okay, party people. So as you can see, we did get it set on the pole. It was really easy. They had these brackets that were already, this bracket and these attachment pieces that just made it really easy to kind of fit together. So I do still have my Starlink adapter inside the top of the pole. I couldn't figure out a way to offset this enough to where if I had to, I could run both, but honestly, I probably wouldn't do it anyways. The only other downfall that I can see is that in order for me to get this off of here, I either have to undo these screws here and unattach it from here. So I may, as we go down the road a little bit, try to figure out how to do a quick connect scenario here, underneath it here. So that way this thing could just click on and off, and then if I needed to use Starlink, I would have the availability to just kind of plug my Starlink in there. So I do have the 75-foot cable. We got it all sealed up. The plug seems to be sitting nicely in there. Everything's nice and tight. Flagpole still goes up and down, but I'll knock myself out with one of these things. It is a little bit heavier than the dish, I'll tell you that right now. So if you're, wanting to extend that thing all the way up there, you might want to do some of it while you're up on the ladder. So, all right, I guess up next for us is we are going to run this up the flagpole. I do have a flagpole buddy on my ladder. So this flagpole will sit on the flagpole buddy on the ladder rack, and we'll see how high we can get this thing up there, and we'll run it, and we'll be back with the next little section of that out there. Okay, so for me, the easiest way for me to do it is since I'm a little bit taller, I kind of set the pole buddy up if you want to see what this is, if anybody's curious. This bottom section is basically just a cup, and on the back side here, I don't know if Monty can swing around there, it's got a little screw to kind of hold the pole into place. And then if you can see up here on the top of the ladder, you might have to come on this side, babe. You can kind of see that little unit there. So the pole goes in between there, comes down, and then sits in the cup, and then you tighten it up from there. I am a little bit taller, so I really don't have an issue with getting it up there without having to be on the ladder, but I would highly recommend it if you don't. So what I like to do, because I can, is go ahead and extend that one and a little bit on the second side. So I'm already about so high. Then I can take this piece and rest it in the cradle. So I'll probably turn the cable a little bit so it can reach that there. And then eventually I'll get the knot out of there and fix it up proper. But for all intents and purposes now, we're going to see if we can get the cable run inside, plugged in, and see if we can't get this thing fired up. Okay, so we are connected with Connectin. And we've got everything set up on top of the trailer. As you saw, we ran it up the flagpole, and I'm going to test a couple of different things, or we have tested a couple of different things. I've tested the height and all of those things. So we'll kind of go back and forth with you on some of those things, and I will let you know where I'm at. First, I wanted to kind of turn it over to Monica. So I had Monica do all of the technical stuff. So Monty talked with the good folks over at Connectin. She's the one that set it all up, got everything registered. set up the network names and all of those things. So I'm going to have Mani just kind of chime in a little bit here and talk to you about what she did and maybe some of the issues that she ran into as she was getting our setup all set up.
So when you get your antenna put on the back of your trailer or however you want to mount it, the first thing you're going to need to do is go to the website. You'll log on to your account. Most people think that they need to call, but you can accomplish everything that you're looking to do via the chat feature on the website. What I did was logged in and explained that I needed to set up our network. They gave me the router information, which is a digit code that you put into the search bar of the internet. That brings up the kind of back end of the router and allows you to change the name of your router so that you can easily distinguish it among all of the other Wi-Fi in the park or area that you're in. And it also allows you to change your password. This makes it so that the security of your network is not easily accessible by other people in the park or other people that know you, because the outside of the box and on the outside of the router will be your name and password. Passwords are typically something very generic, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll want to take that and make that yours, something that you will remember for future use. So when I did this, very simple. They gave me the information, I logged in, and I changed our password name and I changed our name of our network and our password to something that we could easily identify. The only issue that we ran into was that it caused some error in their system, and it wasn't allowing the information I was putting in to be accepted by their end. Actually, the person on the chat contacted me back and wanted to just follow up and make sure that I didn't have any other issues or questions or errors. And I pointed out, yes, I was having an error. My information wasn't taking, and they told me to turn the router off and then wait 10 minutes and turn it back on.
Always the magic of turning it off, powering down. Now, mind you, I will caveat that with when we first plugged it in, it was literally plug and play. So the whole thing worked. It rocked out. I mean, it was reaching speeds of like 127, 22 for uploads or something like that. So, I mean, it was screaming fast. So we had it instantly. The only problem was it was open to everybody because we hadn't changed our network name or our password or anything. So what Mani did was, that was what she was kind of talking about. She got into their system, went to update our network names and our password names, and that's when we encountered the issue that she's talking about.
So we unplugged the router, plugged it back in, still wasn't having any luck with getting that all updated and switched. Of course, the person was still on the chat with me. They checked back in, and I was like, yeah, it's still not working. So they went ahead and did a reboot on their end, updated everything, took the information that I needed, took care of it, got back to me. I think it maybe took 30 minutes altogether, and we were able to change the network name, able to fix our password so that it wasn't accessible to everybody, and we are good to go.
Yeah.
Another important thing to keep in mind too is that when you go to a new campground or anytime that you move to a different location, when you put your router up, you're going to want to make sure that you contact them and just ask them to do a quick search and find the best provider for you so that your speeds remain at a level that is going to be workable for you.
Yeah. It does not automatically search out the fastest running system. So you may get it set up and have really fast speeds, but it may still be a good idea to contact them and see if there's anything even faster that's happening. So they'll go through and kind of figure it out. So when we first arrived here, we were on Verizon. We ended up getting switched over to T-Mobile, and the T-Mobile speeds versus the Verizon speeds here were just ridiculously faster. So we opted to go with that. Now, the other thing that I wanted to kind of comment on that and say is there are two networks. So you do have a 5G network and you do have your 2 network. So when she was going in and naming the networks, you just need to make sure that you differentiate your names. So we set them one up as 5G and the other one up as regular. So the question that I had earlier that had come to me before we even set up was, can you run this thing on just the 2.4, or do you have to have the 5G? Well, the question is, you can choose whichever one you want. So when it comes up in your networks, the list of available Wi-Fi's, it will show you that you have your two available, and then you can choose whichever one you want to go on. We opted to go with the 5G for this one because, as I said, it was screaming. It was like 127.22 or something like that on uploads. So I was happy with that. So we're staying there, and we are currently at a campground that is like notorious for having terrible Wi-Fi. And so if I'm getting 122, 127, I'm really happy with that.
Yeah.
So just to kind of bounce back and forth a little bit between Monty and I here, we did opt for the system that they wanted us to test out. Sorry, we didn't opt in for it. We were asked if we wanted to test this specific product. It is the Fortress Outdoor Router, and that is the big white router that has the antennas coming off of it. They have a smaller indoor unit that has some smaller antenna. It still does the same thing, but a lot of people think that it's a little bit too big and too bulky to be inside, so they opted to make an outdoor router option. Now, I did do a couple of different things with it. As you saw when I first set it up, I was about 15 feet above the trailer, and our speeds were about the same, but I dropped it down to just about a foot off the trailer. It picked up our speeds just a tiny bit, not enough that I think it warrants whether or not it could be a foot, 5 feet, or 10 feet up. I didn't see a noticeable difference in the speeds. Now, again, that was here at this campground that is notorious for really bad speed anyways. So maybe I'll mess around with that in the future and see if I can take it up the flagpole a little bit higher, see if it adjusts the speeds or anything like that. I would imagine it'll have a small bearing just because it gets you a little bit away from the router. But as a lot of people are worried about 5G, you may want to push it up the flagpole a little bit. That's just something that I've heard from other people as they're concerned about 5G. But I am not, so we have that thing sitting there about a foot off the trailer, and my speeds are screaming, and we're uploading videos and doing all the things that we need to do without any issue. We're actually running 4 computers and a TV and a couple of tablets and our phones and everything, and it's all running really fast. So I'm extremely happy with what we have set up so far.
Yeah, I have to say it's user friendly and it's easy to install and easy to work with.
Yeah. Now, they do have several plans that are available. As I said, we are on the Fortress, and we went with the Wanderlust plan. That's the unlimited priority. Now, they do have a couple of other plans. They have an Adventure plan unlimited. They have an Explorer plan, which is 100 gigabyte. They have a Journey plan, which is 350 gigabyte. For us, and as much as we do, we really wanted to test out that Wanderlust unlimited with priority. So I imagine we're probably getting a little bit better than some of the others. But either way you look at it, when our system is set up, it's only $120 a month. I would definitely check the website just to make sure if their prices have changed or adjusted or anything like that. We do have a coupon code, so if you want to use it, I'll put that down in the description as well, but I think it saves you $35 off your first purchase. It's Dean and Gertie Save 35 or Dean and Gertie 35. Again, I'll put it down in the description so you can access that. I'll also put the website for ConnectIn and make sure that you get the spelling and all of that stuff correct, direct links and everything you need. So far, after a couple months of using this thing, we're pretty content with it. I think we give 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good product, and I think it's a great option out there for anyone who travels full-time or is looking for internet, whether it's at your house or whether you're a travel family. I think it's a great option.
Yeah, I think the option to be able to jump through carriers like that, or those 3 carriers to kind of determine which one is the fastest is a bonus, especially if you work full-time on the road like we do. Both her and I both work full-time remotely. The kids are doing homeschool remotely through an accredited homeschool program, which requires them to be online, streaming video and Zoom calls and all of that stuff. So between her Zoom calls, their Zoom calls, and my Zoom calls, and all of the other things that we're having to do, upload video and create content, etc., our speeds are extremely workable for us. And I haven't seen any issues yet. This is really the first video that we're going to do probably in a series of these things as we test it across the US. We are in Florida right now, South Florida, so it's working really good in South Florida. This summer we're planning a trip across the West Coast and all the way up to Vancouver. So I would imagine that you're going to see some Connectin updates throughout our journey west, and we'll keep you guys informed as to what we learn or what we find out. But so far so good, and I'd say we're probably going to ditch our Verizon home internet at some point, so I'll look forward to not having to pay for that bill.
Yep.
Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, as always, y'all, thank you very much. We'll drop a bunch of information in the description for you, and hopefully you can get yourself signed up with Connectin and have really great internet.